Hi, welcome to episode 15 of the Tranquil Cottage Knits podcast. I'm your host, Michelle. You can find me on Ravelry as Tranquil Cottage, on Instagram as Tranquil Cottage Knits, and you can find the blog at www.tranquilcottageknits.weebly.com. Hi, happy Sunday. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. It has been interesting around here. I am gearing up to Rhinebeck. Super excited. And I knew I was getting really excited for Rhinebeck when I was 2 weeks out and was trying to restrain myself from packing. I am so excited about this trip. Last year was my very first year of going. We left on Friday, went to the Indie Untangled, which is Friday evening. Got up Saturday, went to Dutchess County Fairgrounds and enjoyed the full day on Saturday. Came back to the hotel, left Sunday morning, went back to the festival, and then left shortly after Leaping Llamas for the drive home. This year is going to be a little different. We are leaving on Thursday, and it's going to be me and my best friend Becky, who has the Wrapped in Wool podcast. If you don't know her, you should totally check her out. And we are leaving on Thursday and driving up and getting settled in our room. And then Friday, we are going to Needles Up and Indie Untangled. And then Saturday and Sunday, we get to enjoy being at the festival. And then we drive home on Monday. So this time it should be a much more relaxed, just kind of laid back trip. I am so excited. In my spare time, I have been I do little, what are they called? Organza, like the little organza bags that you get for like weddings, just like little tiny ones. And I put a couple of buttons in them and I punch holes in my business card and tie the little bags to the business cards. So if you see me at Rhinebeck, stop and ask one. It gives you all of the information on how to find the blog, how to find my Ravelry group. It just, all the information's there, my contact information. I love to meet new people. I love to say hi. I will be attending the podcaster meetup. That is 1 p.m. Saturday on the Hill. For anybody who's ever been to Rhinebeck, you know where the Hill is. So I'm just so excited. I still want to go pack. I'm doing laundry today, and as I'm folding things, I'm thinking about, okay, well, if I have X amount of pair of underwear, I can go ahead and squirrel away, X amount for the trip, and then I'll just do laundry midweek so I don't have to worry about, I'm ridiculous. So I am just so excited about this trip. So freaking excited. And I don't know, I can't wait. And my husband is super incredibly supportive of me going, which is wonderful. He's going to be here taking care of all of our fur babies, which the dogs are a lot of work. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to get to go, and just looking forward to it. Last year I considered, it's funny, last year I considered it, what the word is, bad manners, I don't know, bad ethics, because I had just started my new job in September, and I felt really bad about asking for a day off so soon after starting. But Becky and I had already had the trip planned for months, and I was only asking for 1 day, and of course they were really wonderful about it. I'm blessed to work at a really wonderful company with wonderful people and leadership, and I can't say enough good things about them, but I still felt bad. This time, I'm taking off 4 days. But I have the vacation time. It's just in my head, taking off 4 days in a row. It's like, and there's a weekend in there, so I'm off for 6 days. And I don't know how to feel about that. It's my time, and that's what the department manager that I deal with, he's like, well, you have the time, right? Yeah, take it off. So I'm like going to him 2 months in advance, like, I'd like to ask for time off in 60 days. Is that okay? I'm strange. My husband says I'm a workaholic. I don't think so. I think I just have an overdeveloped sense of work ethic. My mom instilled that in me. So my mom would just never take a day off. Never. She could be on her deathbed. My mom would still get up, put on her makeup, and go into work and give her all. And when she couldn't work anymore, when she became disabled, I don't think the people that she worked with really understood. That took a toll on her emotionally, to be somebody who had been so productive and then to not be able to be productive. It was really hard for her. Then the flip side of that, I have my friend Daniel, who I had known since, sorry, the gnats are crazy out here. I had known him since I was 13, he was 15. We had been friends for years and years and years. I learned a very good lesson from him. He used to tell me all the time, work to live, kitten. Don't live to work. And he passed away very young. And I look back at all the things that he had done, and when he went to Ireland, and when he would just take vacations and go here, go there, go spend time in Orlando, all the traveling that he did, spending time in Germany, and all of these things that he just loved to do, and how he encouraged me to do the same. And like before he died, we went on a trip together up to Pennsylvania, and I was so glad that we took that trip. It was the last time that he and I had gone away, together, and it was just kind of awesome. But I don't know that I would have done it without his encouragement. So I'm sorry, I'm out here as always with Tucker and Callie, and the neighbor's dog is going a little nuts, so Tucker's going nuts in response, and Callie's trying to eat bees. There you have my Sunday. I am going to spritz a bit of my bug killer stuff, bug repeller or whatever. I love this stuff. It is Simply Pure Bug Me Not. Doesn't taste very good. But it is a local company. You can get their stuff at simplypureproducts.com. But it is essential oils, alcohol, neem oil, citronella, Java essential oil, geranium essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, lavender, and potassium sorbate. So this stuff actually works pretty well. And when I was asking them, is it safe to use around my dogs? And so they said they actually spray it on their dogs. Now, I don't think I would actually go that far, but it is nice to have something I don't really have to worry about. The dogs might not like the smell, but I don't have to worry about it making them sick. Today we have no iced coffee. Well, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I had to wait for it to stop raining so I could come out. I could have recorded in the house. It's just, I don't know, it's easier out here. I don't know why. I love being out here, and I don't have to worry about the dogs interrupting me in the middle to need to go out. I don't have to worry about the background noise of the TV or my husband's clicking on the computer. So, it's just, I don't know. I like being out here. So let's see where we are. Oh, I forgot to bring out my husband's gloves. I will be doing that. And it's funny, our downstairs bathroom we don't use terribly often. mostly because it's not convenient. When we got our house, it was pretty much a foreclosure, so it had needed a lot of work. And incidentally, when we went to closing on the house, and something like 7 days later, 8 days later, somewhere like that, I had major surgery. And then after I had my major surgery, I was on a weight restriction, being able to lift for more than 6 weeks. And then I was also back at work. When I went back to work, I had a 5-hour-a-day commute on top of my work day. So, needless to say, we never really got unpacked. And once you start moving everything into the house, it's hard to move things back out so you can do things like paint or strip floors. So we haven't managed to get these things done. Plus, when we cleared out Mom's house, my brother and I, not really knowing what to do with a lot of her things, not knowing, just basically not being able to make the decision, and me not being able to be there all the time because I was living out here, it mostly got boxed up and brought down here to my house. So I kind of have Mom's house packed up in my house, and my husband and I's rental house packed up in our house. So unpacking things is a slow and tedious process. Painting walls has not happened yet. Although, gosh, I'm so itching just to break out cans of paint and go crazy. It's just, on the weekends, there's like dishes that need to be done. There's laundry that needs to be done. There's the dogs that need to go in and out, and there's bathrooms that need to be cleaned, and litter boxes that need to be changed, and there's like all these things that still have to be done. And yet I still have to figure out when we can stop everything, halt everything, and paint. It's crazy. Anybody who's ever bought a foreclosure and moved in immediately without remodeling time, message me and tell me how you did it, because I would love some tips on managing this better. We've been in our house now about a year and a few months, and like I said, haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg. It's just so intimidating, and at this point, I've been wanting to paint the front door ever since we moved in, and I still haven't done it. So I just keep telling myself baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Pick one thing and do one thing. And I'm too tired to do one thing. So, knitting. I was telling you about the bathroom. The reason I was telling you about the bathroom with the god-awful wallpaper in there is because I chose that bathroom to wash my fleece in yesterday. So I washed all 7 pounds of my fleece. Had it out, it started to dry really well, spread it out on a blanket out in the front yard, sun shining on it, water just evaporating, lovely. And then it clouded up, and then it rained. So I managed to get the fleece in, but it is still pretty wet, and now I'm trying to figure out how to dry it when it's still wet. That's the way it goes. That's my topic of research today, is trying to figure out exactly how to go about drying the rest of this fleece. So that's interesting. I am still working on my Rhinebeck sweater. I have moved on from knitting the body. I keep looking at the ones people have done on Ravelry and trying to decide how I want to bind off the body. I've seen people do a couple of rows of ribbing, like 5-6 rows of ribbing. I've seen people do a couple garter stitch bands. I believe that's what the pattern calls for, if I'm not mistaken. But I've seen people do the ribbing pattern on the top. I've seen them mirror that on the bottom. But I haven't quite decided how I want to finish it. It has grown quite a bit. It is basically, I left myself 2 inches at the bottom so that I could determine because I'm going to do ribbing, I need that 2 inches so it doesn't flip up on me. And if I'm going to mirror the pattern, then I've got to have the length to get that done, because you can see here the way the ribbing is kind of staggered. So I would need a couple inches to get that done. So, and then the thing is, as you knit further and further down the body, it just gets heavier. So in order to facilitate things, I switched to working sleeves. Yay! So I am down about here on this one sleeve, and I'm going to continue working on the sleeves until they're done. And then I will do the same process of trying to figure out how to end the sleeves, because I want to end the sleeves and the body in the same way. The pattern actually has kind of bell sleeves done with, I believe, a couple inches of like garter stitch, or I'm sorry, a couple rows of garter stitch. I'm not sure how I feel about the flare of the bell sleeves. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to end it, and I just haven't made a decision yet. I tried it on for my husband a little bit ago, and he pointed out that it is quite low cut, which is fine. That's what I was actually aiming for, because I have not yet put the neck edging on that I want to do. And see, I wanted to kind of trim up this. I want to firm it up. So since I haven't had the opportunity to do that yet, I also have to do a button band. I've got it closed right now with safety pins. So I've got that to do. So that's going to bring it in a little and kind of give it a little bit more structure. So I've got that. And again, you can see where I'm working down one sleeve. That doesn't look right. Oh, so I was trying to even up my picked up stitches. But I'll go back and kind of address those problems. But she's got a lot of progress. She's big. So that is my Rhinebeck sweater. The pattern is Slinky Ribs by Wendy Bernard, and you can find that pattern in the Custom Knits book. I love that book. I want to knit everything in that book. So that's where we're going from there. Next up, I'm still thinking about Rhinebeck. I'm thinking, what else can I say about Rhinebeck? Oh, my husband surprised me with another birthday present. I used to be so goofy about my birthday. It wasn't even my birthday. It was like, it's my birthday month. The whole of October is celebratory. He just shakes his head at me. But he did get me my fleece at Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival, which I'm very excited about, and that is still dripping in my bathroom. He also surprised me by basically setting up my web domain. So I have tranquilcottageknits.com now, and soon I will have that website up and running. All I have to do is just do my own code, which is not terribly difficult to do. I used to love web design when I was younger, so I'm really kind of looking forward to the opportunity to get into that. So that's exciting. And he also did my Drunken Unicorn keyboard, which I'm thrilled with. My husband builds mechanical keyboards, and it's just kind of a fun thing that he likes to do in his spare time. I love all things colorful. Colorful, bright, happy, and if you don't know the difference, a mechanical keyboard has switches in the keys, there's switches, and the switches have a tactile and audible response, so that when you press them, you actually get a click and you get some resistance, kind of like you did with an old style typewriter. So this is the keyboard that my husband put keycaps on for me, and it is a clicky keyboard, a little mechanical keyboard. I love it. You hear that? And this is actually a poker keyboard. This one he did not full on build for me. He just did the keycaps, and this is an abbreviated keyboard. So it's small. Like you'll notice, it doesn't have like the arrow keys and things like that, and the function keys. What it does have is layers. So when you press the button to get alternate layers, you can program this so through the 4 different layers, each layer you can program the keys for. So that's it. But it sounds so nice. Nice tactile response, and it lights up. So it's so prettyful. So I'm very excited. I got my keyboard. Thanks, honey. So I got my keyboard, and I put the cord back in it. And the colors. Oh. We've been joking about me wanting a drunken unicorn keyboard for months now, ever since he actually really got into keyboard design and programming and having a lot of fun with it. I said, well, duh, I need a white keyboard, because, unicorn, white. Like, I need a white keyboard with rainbow keycaps that light up rainbow colors. And I don't have a way to plug it in out here. Actually, I do. I don't know that it'll work. And even if it does work, I don't know that you guys could see it, but I'll try. Oh, it did work. So you can kind of see under there how that's lighting up. But I have to be careful showing you guys how it lights up, because the problem is, as I'm doing that, I'm pressing keys and it thinks I'm typing. So let's go ahead and unplug that before I pause this again. So, but that is my drunken unicorn keyboard. Again, thanks to my husband. And I have a friend who is in our knitting group named Suzanne. And Suzanne has been wanting dryer balls. So the, what are they called? Oh my. Like, felted, they're just like the felted dryer balls. That's what we call them, right? Felted dryer balls? Anyway, so I'll have to post on Instagram later. He sends me a text message with a picture, because I had left the balls in the sink to drain after I was felting them, and he posted me an Instagram message. No, he posted me a text message that I'm going to put on Instagram that said we had sheep eggs. It was very cute. Made me squee a little bit. So what else do we have going on? Oh, his gloves. Let me go get them. One moment. I'm back. So silly. I don't know why we do that. Excuse ourselves and then pause it. It's not like you can tell we went anywhere, really. The frame changes a little bit, but it's not like there was a tangible pause while we were gone. So I had knit my husband a hat. I think I posted about this last time. I had knit my husband a hat out of Knitty and Color Dubstep DK and the Cinder and Smoke colorway, and he liked it so much he decided he wanted matching gloves. And the cigars I knit him a few years ago are great. He really loves them, but he wanted a pair of full-on gloves, and so I said, well, the yarn is Knitty and Colors. It is Cinder and Smoke, and you can get it on Etsy in her Etsy shop. And next thing I know, a package arrives. And he had gone and gotten his own yarn. See if you can see those colors. Very pretty. It's browns and grays and kind of what I would consider very owl-like colors. But it's very, very, very pretty. And so I was shifting gears and knitting him a pair of gloves. Then I realized I had like 14 days to Rhinebeck and said, sorry, babe, I got to shift gears again. And so that's what I did. I am not really following a pattern. I'm just kind of doing my own thing. I've knit gloves several times before, so I figure just gonna carry on knitting them, and it is what it is. I have been trying them on him as we go to make sure that they fit properly, but this is how far I've gotten. And so if I manage to finish my my Rhinebeck sweater before Rhinebeck, I'll go back to knitting these for him. But if I don't finish my Rhinebeck sweater, then these are my project that I'm going to take to Rhinebeck to work on. So, and these are, like I said, just my own. I'm slightly following the Glitten by Crafty CCC. I'm slightly following that pattern, but really only just for some guidance on counts. Again, those are fingerless, well, partial fingered mittens with the mitten top that folds back. I want full-on gloves, but I couldn't find anything that I thought would fit him. His hands are a little smaller like mine. So he's the one who decided how much ribbing he wanted, and so that we've tried these on him a few times, and he's very happy with them so far. So these are, we'll call them Glitten's Fudged. How's that? But this yarn is Cinder and Smoke. This is the Knidian Color Hardcore Sock. And it's lovely to work with. It's delightful. And so these are my husband's mittens that are in progress. And I promise I will finish them as soon as I get the Rhinebeck sweater finished. So, other than that, I don't think I have too much going on knit-wise. I am very, very excited. We are having one of my favorite dinners tonight. I'm making ahi tuna tartare, which sounds way more difficult than it is. Basically, it is some sesame oil and scallions and soy sauce and minced ginger and minced garlic, all swished around really well until it's like really nice and blended. And then you chop raw tuna, sushi grade raw tuna. You chop that fairly well into small cubes, about pinky nail size cubes, and you pour that over top of the tuna and mix it. And then I toast sesame seeds in a pan and toss that in with it, and then I mince an avocado, and basically that just goes onto crackers, or I think tonight I will actually be making some homemade tortilla chips. But it is relatively high protein. Avocados have some good healthy fats in them, but it's a protein heavy thing, and it's absolutely one of my favorite things to have. So tonight is ahi tuna tartare, and wow, I can't imagine that that's it, but it looks like it is. Well, I am still going to be counting down to Rhinebeck. TikTok. I do need to touch base with Becky. I was going to see if we could do a kind of a team podcast Sunday, maybe even record it on Saturday. Hopefully I'll get to take some pictures, and that way I can maybe get the podcast going, although it's really kind of going to depend on my Wi-Fi. I may not get it uploaded until I get back Monday night. So if that's the case, it would be my very first time the podcast has ever not been posted on Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, I am just really looking forward to this trip. I'm looking forward to how fun and peaceful and relaxing it's going to be. I'm looking forward to just kind of being among my people and just relaxing and just getting that peace that you get with other knitters. I'm very excited. So I'm hoping I get to see some old friends there, hopefully make some new friends. Again, I will be passing out my business cards with little button bags attached, so stop and say hi. Say, where's my button bag? I'll make sure you get one. I think that's it for what's going on at the Tranquil Cottage. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will be talking with you soon. Come on, Rhinebeck, TikTok. Bye.